Hey guys, I am very excited about today's video because today's video is about how to craft your cold message and how to design your offer. Now, as you guys know that the most important thing, you can pick any channel you want. You can go and do outreach on social media platforms like Facebook or Instagram, or you can go traditional channels such as cold calling or text messaging, right? But the biggest variable in actually getting a response from your prospects and to book calls is actually your message and your offer. So you need to understand how to basically craft your message and craft your offer in a way that you will get the most amount of responses and the most amount of calls, right? Appointments. So this video, I spent like 4 hours creating this presentation. So please watch till the end, grab a cup of coffee. It's going to be a long video, but at the end of this video, you will know how to craft your offer and how to really craft your whole message so that when you do outreach, you get the most amount of responses. So here we go. I'm really excited. Okay guys, so let's start our presentation. So the whole presentation today is all about how to craft your cold message. And that includes how you actually make an offer so good that you are able to get a lot more responses. And that's the main thing. That's the most important thing. So mindset of crafting a cold message. So the main thing is obviously to be human. You don't want to sound like an ad, because in direct response marketing, the whole point is to, sound very friendly. You want to talk to them like as if you are their friend, you are like a human and you are not a robot. Right? In order to do that, it's okay to use slangs or make mistakes or add LOLs or add errors, right? So that makes you look like more human. So that's okay. Now, here's an example of an email that I got. So if you look at the title, the heading here, the subject line, right? It's a very generic subject line. And also the email itself, if you take a look at it, it's a very generic email, and something like this would never even make it to people's inbox. But even if it does, people will not open this. And the reason for that is our brain is actually programmed to look at these kind of generic template emails or outreach messages and kind of like block it. And we automatically tag them as marketing or somebody's trying to sell us, and we would not respond to them. So we don't want to do that. So our job is to stand out from the noise of competition, and this is how we do it. So we have to be human, and we have to know that people sort their mails over the trash can, and their goal is to be different and not to look like an ad. Now, obviously we're doing an outreach, but the goal is to not look like an outreach, because everybody who does copy each other, they're not unique. So your goal is to stand out by being unique. Now, this is an email that I would send, very simple email. This is a template that you can use to send messages on Facebook or any other place that you do an outreach. You can use that, but here's what I would do. So in the subject line, you would write reply and did you see this, Ron? So first of all, I'm saying their name so they know that the email is for them. And also I put the reply in the beginning, the RE or response or whatever. So people would think like it's a response to their email or something like that. So they're more likely to open, right? So we are making them stop scrolling and opening it, right? And then obviously a very simple message. You have an introduction in the beginning, and then you have your offer, right? And then the third line is, are you interested, which is your call to action, right? Then when you want to push them to take an action, right? And then the last sentence is a hook. And we'll talk about this further in the next coming slide. Automations work, but being robotic does not. It's a very important point. We always want to be different. So if everyone is using typical email templates, we don't want to use them. Now everybody using emojis. Our brains have started to filter the emojis out as ads. Emojis used to work, but not anymore. So the whole point is that people used to use these automatic templates, and they used to work because it used to be very professional. So people used to think, well, this is great, but everybody started using them. So everybody started to go away from that trend, right? Recently, emojis have been really popular, and people were getting a lot of responses just because they used emojis and they made it into like a lively, light-hearted message, not very formal. But everybody started using emojis, even the big companies. So now the thing is, you don't want to use emojis and you want to keep everything very simple, but it has to be very strategic. You cannot just type anything and hope to get responses. So now let's lay out your cold message, right? So this is the basic structure that you need to follow, right? So the first part of any cold outreach message is your intro, then follow with an offer, then a call to action, and then a hook. Now, hook is, you don't have to use the hook, but you can use a hook. It's sometimes, it's totally up to you. So here's an example of a cold outreach message, right? So I've been trying to find your profile forever, right? So that's an intro. I can get you 20 new listing appointments within a month with no ads or VAs. That's an offer. Are you interested? That's a call to action. I promise it will be worth your time, or I will pay you $100, no questions asked. That's a hook. So that is an example of a complete cold outreach message. So the second example is, hey John, important message. That's an intro. I can help you get on 10 podcasts this month. That's an offer. Would you take me up on that offer? That's a call to action, right? And then you don't pay me anything upfront, LOL. So trying to be human, and then that's a hook. So now let's talk about an intro. Your intro is just the icebreaker or your subject line. And the main thing that it does is to pique their curiosity. That's it. The main goal is to make them confused, curious, or make them laugh, right? So intro. Now there are two things. Let me explain you. So if you're doing email marketing or text marketing, then people don't know you, right? You're doing cold emails. You're sending people cold emails, and people don't know you. So when you send out a cold email, your intro is really your subject line, right? But intro for a Facebook outreach or a LinkedIn outreach where people know you, that could be your first line, right? Part of your message. That's a little bit different. But the whole point here is that intro is just an icebreaker. You could be funny. You can make them curious, and then you can make them confused, because here's the concept. So let's say people are scrolling through messages and emails, and your message or your intro, your subject line has to be so unique, so different that it stops them and it makes them read. And then hopefully that subject line will help them, will make them actually click onto the email and read it, right? And that's the whole point of intro, right? To stop people from scrolling, stop them right there, and then hopefully they can click on your message and read the message. Intro examples. So here are the common examples that we just put together. So for example, the first one I already used, did you see this? So this will kind of like make them stop and read the message, or try to send this last week. Or a fourth one is like a bunch of random alphabets, and you would definitely stop and take a look at that. Or testing 1, 2, 3. Or if you go down below, another one I can read is, John, is this your email? So if we're using the name John, and is this your email? And that would definitely stop people and kind of make them think, who's trying to reach me, and lead them into opening your message or reading further and reading your offer, right? And that's the bottom line. You can use any intro from the previous slide, but the idea is to find your own style. The point is that if you copy other people's stuff, then it becomes not unique anymore, and then the effectiveness goes away. Plus, each audience is unique, and you should know your audience better. So here's the thing. Again, I wrote down some of the intros, right? But the whole point is that find your own intro. So think about it, play around with different ideas, and come up with an intro that is good for your audience, right? That works for your audience. Don't copy people, because if you copy people, you're not going to be unique, and it's not going to work. Now, the main thing, the offer, which is the most critical thing. It does not matter if you are really good at outreach and you are really good at reaching out to people on any platform, but if your offer is not good, you will reach people, but people are not going to respond back to you. So you're not going to convert them into appointments, right? Or sales calls. So offer is the most critical thing in crafting the message. So here are some of the all-time great offers. 4-hour work week, right? I'm sure everybody have read that book, very famous book. Delivered in 30 minutes, or it's free. Again, that's Domino's, and that actually offer and this guarantee made them grow tremendously, right? And then we have 1-click purchase and 2-day free shipping, Amazon. And those are the things, those offers that like really push them to the new level, right? So we need to be very unique. It has to be very different. The main thing about offer is that it has to be short and to the point, and it has to speak their client's language, right? It has to have these certain aspects to it. So for example, I help businesses grow is a bad offer because it's very general and it's not very interesting, very boring, right? Now, the next step, I help real estate agents get more listings. Now, this offer is actually, if you think about it, it's a little better than the first one, but it's still a very bad offer because it's missing a lot of other components, right? So let's talk about that. Now, third example, I help real estate agents get 20 confirmed seller listing appointments each month without paid ads. Now that's a better offer because it's very specific. It's talking to the right person and speaking their language, right? So first of all, we're talking to the real estate agent. So if a real estate agent is approached and they see I help real estate agents, they know right away that they're talking to them, right? So they will get their attention. And then the next part, if you see here, is 20 confirmed seller listing appointments. So 20 is actually being quantitative, right? So that's very good. And seller listing appointments. So listing appointments, a term that real estate agents know, it's very important for them. So if you talk like that, they would kind of like relate to it better, right? And then we put each month, we are putting a specific time there, which is another great aspect. And then we say without paid ads. So when we say without paid ads, then we are trying to be a little bit more specific and we are trying to be unique, right? So that is an example of a good offer, right? And you can take literally your service or your product and you can break it down and make a new offer that has all the components like this. No one cares about how you will accomplish what you're promising. They're only interested in the result you can promise and deliver, right? So that's another very important concept. So for our example, if we are talking about real estate agents, you want to tell them and you want to sell them and you want to talk about how you can get them 20 confirmed seller listing appointments or 10, and then you will be able to close one deal, rather than you can say, well, we will reach out, to 100 people for you every day. People don't care how much you reach out or how many cold calls you're going to do or how many LinkedIn DMs that you're going to do for them or whatever. People really care about what are they going to get out of that, right? So nobody has time, everybody's busy. So you want to focus on what are they going to get out of it. That brings the next slide, features versus benefits, right? So that's the same thing we're talking. Never talk about features, always talk about benefits. So in this example, a gym, is selling us a dream and an outcome. And it's promising us that we will lose weight and we'll look amazing, right? All their marketing and branding is based on looking great and amazing and feeling good, right? But they never talk about we have the best gym equipment. They're always focused, with our programs, with our gym classes, you're gonna lose weight or you're gonna look amazing. Or so focus on benefits when you are talking to people or selling, right? Rather than feature. Alex Hermosi's Crafting Your Offer, right? So he wrote a book, $100 million Offer, which is very, very popular. Everybody knows who Alex Hermosi is. And he actually, in his books, talk about 5 factors that makes an offer great. So number 1 is make a magnetic reason why. So typically our offer, our program, our gym program, whatever is $10,000. But due to 4th of July or Black Friday, we are doing a limited time, only 10 spots available, but our price today only for the next 3 hours is $1,000, right? So you give them that offer, it's a sense of urgency, or you're giving them a reason, and that really helps making your offer better. The second thing is pronounce the avatar, right? So always talk to the avatar that you're targeting, right? Don't talk general. So if you're talking to real estate agents in your offer, you should add, I can get real estate agents, blah, 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 or I can get gym owners, how many clients, right? Or hair gym owners, whatever. So you always have to address the avatar so that avatar, when they get, that message, they know that they're talking to you, right? So they can connect. The third thing is give them a goal, right? So in our offer, for example, we give out 15 to 20 bookseller appointment, right? So we're giving them a number. We're not saying that we're going to do an outreach for you, right? Nobody cares about that. You have to give them a specific number. What are you going to give them? Number 4 is let them know the interval. So specific time frame, right? So going back to our example, we give you 15 to 20 seller appointments within a month or every month. Obviously the time frame is as less as possible, but you gotta give them a time frame so that they understand and can process that information. And then lastly, if you can, complete with container words. So for example, one-click system. So we will get real estate agents 20 qualified appointments within a month with no ads using our one-click appointment system or whatever. You process something, but have a container word so that people are like, wow, this is a new system or this is a new way of doing things. But all you're doing is just naming your process something. So let's talk about a few frameworks of offers, and you can literally plug in your stuff here and then get your offers made, right? So number 1 is how to desired results without challenges and fears. So example of that is how to get 20 seller listing appointments without running ads or hiring VAs, right? So that's one framework that you can use. Another framework is how to desired results through systems. So how to get 20 new gym clients through our one-click appointment system. That one-click appointment system will make them really curious because they've never heard that before, and they'll be like, wow, let me check this out and what that means, you know? Framework number 3, how to desire results in time without challenges and fears. So here we added in time. So the example is how to get 20 seller listings appointments in 30 days, right? You're specifying the time without running ads or VAs, right? So you get the idea. Idea here is to create a bunch of offers for yourself and test them and see which one converts the best. Always be tweaking and testing, right? So don't just make one offer and be done with it. It's a constant testing and tweaking and changing, right? So that's the idea. You have to constantly play with the intro, the offer, the call to action, and the hook, and always keep on testing new things until you find something that actually helps you get more appointments. The goal is to create an offer that sets you apart from the competition, and that's the only way you will get a ton of responses and appointments. Once your offer is very unique, you are essentially a blue ocean for yourself and are not in a red ocean anymore. So again, the offer is basically the one, if you think about it, you might be running Facebook ads, but if you offer it in a certain way, that we present it in a way that people think it's a completely different thing that you're doing, even in the back end, you're still doing the same thing, right? But that will get people curious enough to book appointments with you, and then on the call you can close them and you can show them your program, right? But the main thing is to get people through your funnel first, to get them inside so that you can actually work on them and close them, right? So the offer and basically your message has to be very unique, so it's a blue ocean. So a good exercise is to think, if you can deliver any service and delivery is not a problem, what offer will you make your prospects that they would feel stupid to refuse? So for example, let's pretend that you have a magic wand and you can literally just say abracadabra and boom, it's done, right? So if service is not a problem, then what offer would you have where people would feel, for example, if I'm talking to real estate agents, we can give them an offer. Hey, real estate agents, we can get you one listing guaranteed each month within the first 30 days. And if not, we will pay you $1,000, right? Now, we don't know if we can do that, but let's assume that if actually delivering the service is not a problem, then that offer would be a very, very good one, right? So I just want to just reframe it so you can think a little bit differently. The best way for people to respond to your copy is to add curiosity and teaser. So for example, I can show you how to get 10 clients on autopilot with only 1 hour of work per month. And I'll show you at the end of this video, LOL. So that's a teaser, by the way. But in this example, I'm promising somebody I can get you 10 clients on autopilot, which you don't have to do anything. And you only have to do 1 hour of work per month. That is an amazing. So let's say if we're talking about real estate agents, and I can get you 10 listings with only 1 hour of work, don't you think everybody would want that? Every single agent would love to do that. So that's very curious. And we are telling them it's only 1 hour of work because usually it takes a lot more time. So it's extremely curious, and you will see people clicking through that much more. The main hack that gets people curious is to say something out of the normal, or say something that is opposite of the normal belief, right? So to be curious, you have to stand out. You have to say things that are opposite of the normal belief, right? That's how you get them curious. Example of an abnormal offer: I can get you 20 seller listing appointment per month for free, and it only takes 1 hour per month to do it. Now, if you think about it, for free, it makes the offer abnormal because typically speaking, people spend a lot of time and effort to get appointment listings, right? But we are telling that, okay, you're gonna get 20 seller listing appointments per month for free, and it'll only take you 1 hour per month, right, to do it. So that's an offer that most people would not be able to make. But let's say you can fulfill that and you have the system to actually deliver that, then this offer is amazing. Now let's talk about call to action. Call to action, there's nothing much to it. Basically, we are driving people to take action, right? So examples are you interested? Are you open to chat? Can I send a calendar invite? Can I send a quick Zoom call? Or you can book a call here on this link, whatever, right? So we're just pushing people to take action. The main idea is to test different call to actions and see which works in your industry. Now let's talk about hooks. So hooks are usually used to end your cold message or use as a follow-up message, right? So that's the main purpose of hooks. So let's say you're sending a cold message on Facebook, right? So you can leave the hook out. So you can do intro, then you can do offer, and then your call to action, and then the second follow-up message could have the hook, right? So hook essentially could be used as a follow-up message too, and you can even send it onto your main message. You don't have to use it as a follow-up. It's an option, right? You can do whatever you want with that. Example of a hook is, if this does not work, I'll pay you $100 for wasting your time, LOL, right? So we are basically telling them that, hey, if it does not work, we'll pay you, right? Or I'll just call you tomorrow. So we are basically trying to push them to respond back to us, right? Or reach out to us back. So third one is there a better way to reach you? Or do you know anyone looking for lead generation? Or can I follow up next week? So these are examples of hook. Now, again, you don't want to copy it. You want to do some research and figure out which one works for you in your particular industry, right? Finally, you need to create a family of offers. You need to test your offers, call to actions, and hooks, and see which combination will get you the best conversation. You need to have productive paranoia. So the concept of productive paranoia is that you always need to be paranoid. And let's say you are doing great, you're doing amazing, but if you don't keep on testing and improving things, somebody will have a breakthrough and they will overcome their hurdles and they will be able to beat you and they'll be able to leave you behind. So always look for new ideas, new offers, new call to actions, and you gotta be always testing, right? So that's a very important trait that you gotta have. So this is all I know about crafting a cold message and creating an amazing offer. And I hope this was helpful. Basically, I just researched and put this together in took me 4 or 5 hours. But the thing is that if you understand how your whole message looks and how you can improve that message, and let's say you improve your offer and your hooks and your call to action, that might simply doing those things can double your response rate, and in terms double your appointments and double your business. So don't take this lightly. A lot of people are teaching and trying to just learn how to do outreach on LinkedIn or cold calling or using, you go high level to text people or whatever. But the biggest thing, in my opinion, is you can use any outreach tool and you can learn the technicalities of things. But what you need to understand is that how your message is different, because ultimately people will only respond back to you if your message is unique and they're getting what they're looking for. That's the bottom line, right? So I hope this was helpful, and please comment below and let me know, if you have any questions, and please subscribe to the channel. I'm putting a lot of effort into creating all sorts of content for you guys so you can get better at outreach and get more appointments. Thank you so much, and thanks for watching.